today's guest is C. Ray Johnson.
Yes.
And I know her as Carolyn Johnson, but she is an author of 7 books. And you have a new book now, right?
I do, and it is the Autoimmune Disease and Fibromyalgia, the Traumatic Brain Injury Connection.
Yes, and before we get started, can you explain, I know that you've been on this show last year actually, talking about how you developed this brain injury. Like, what happened? What was the story?
Well, the story wasn't a typical story like somebody may think with a car accident or anything. It just happened in our house. We have 2 larger dogs, and they were playing, having fun, running around the house and running in a loop. I just happened to bend down at that moment where the larger of the 2 ran into the side of my head. So it affected several lobes. I had traumatic brain injury, and then it lingered, went into post-concussion syndrome, and I had almost like a second impact just from another slight bump on the head and just some certain exercises I was doing that increased intracranial pressure, so brought my symptoms back full bore. And so I had a longer recovery period, but with the experience, God led me to write some books, so hopefully something in there could help somebody else going through it, because there's so many people dealing with this.
Yes, absolutely, and I'm sorry that you had to go through that, but praise God
Yeah.
that you are here live. I mean, so many people, my daughter just went snowboarding the other day, and I said, please stay away from the trees, and she ended up, falling, and it's just always a scare, but, this was a fluke for you.
It was.
And so, this is your 7th book.
7th book.
And so tell me about what this is about and really how you ended up finding out that you have autoimmune disease.
Well, it started with my symptoms. This happened over 4.5 years ago. It was May of 2014. And about in the 2nd year of my recovery with post-concussion syndrome, I was starting to develop other symptoms. I was getting flushness in the face, joint pain. I would wake up, my feet would ache. I didn't really think anything of it because I had so many struggles and so much pain. So there were some new symptoms, but it kept going. So I it finally prompted another doctor's appointment to run blood work, and then my levels were starting to come back that I had added inflammation within my body that suggested autoimmune disease. And then it kind of cascaded onto there, and since then I've been diagnosed with fibromyalgia, and started getting various symptoms pertaining to that.
And so what types of symptoms are you getting with that?
So with the fibromyalgia, I'm getting other types of pain. You have tender spots, tender points along your body that hurt, certain nerve pain, muscle aches, muscle spasms, Raynaud's, I've had that. So, and the pain intensity is different because the way the nerve fibers relate in your body and the way your brain picks up the pain signals, because you've had the initial brain injury, the traumatic brain injury, which is an inflammatory process. You already have that going on. And this inflammation cascades through the body when you have a disconnect. And if you have damage in the brain, like say with the hypothalamus and the pituitary gland, you don't have the correct amount of neurotransmitters and hormones being produced, and how they relate to the endocrine system and the adrenal glands.
Everything.
And you can go into adrenal fatigue, which I did. It raised my prolactin levels super high, my estrogen levels, which can bring about autoimmune disease. And just because of the way the nerves are damaged in the nervous system, when you have excessive